Welcome everyone to the Avengers podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Torrin, and with me is my co-host Peyton.
What's going on?
I am just chilling, kind of stressed, but still chilling.
I am upset because of the news.
Oh yeah.
During the past week.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting deep into that, but other than that, we have a pretty great show this week. We're going to be talking about the most divisive movies. And, we also got the news of the week. There was an Andor trailer, but it's mostly the Batgirl stuff and the stuff going on with the Warner Brothers. So, we're going to be getting into that. So, as per usual, there's going to be time codes in the show notes or the description. So if you want to jump around, you can do so. So let's get started. First, I think we're going to leave the Batgirl stuff for last because I don't, it's a lot. So let's start with some miscellaneous news. Cameron Corvetti, who plays Homelander's son in The Boys, has been promoted to a series regular for season 4. So we're going to be getting more Ryan.
Yay, Brightburn V2.
Literally. Yeah, so that's going to be, good for him. But, season 4 is going to be interesting. Season 3 was so good.
I know. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, that is that. Next piece of news is some Star Wars news, and there was an Andor trailer. You haven't seen it, but it was freaking... it looks so good. It looks straight up. It's like Andor looks like what I think everyone expected these Star Wars shows to look like. Just like the movies, just in a show format. Like it literally looks like Rogue One. The sense of scale and the cinematography look just gorgeous. And I'm so excited for it. They completely turned me around in these last two trailers because I was like, I don't know what they're going to do for Andor. Who cares about this guy? But I mean, yeah, the trailer has completely turned me around. It looks fantastic. So speaking of which, it has been delayed to September 21st. I believe the previous release date was August 31st, but that has been delayed to September 21st, and they're going to have a 3-episode premiere. Now, Andor, thank God, is going to have 12 episodes total. So it's not going to be any of that 6-episode garbage. So that's going to be really exciting. And presumably they're doing this so there's less overlap between Andor and She-Hulk, which is also going to be airing at the same time. Speaking of which, our next piece of news is that She-Hulk has been delayed only by 1 day to August 18th. And She-Hulk will now be premiering on Thursdays rather than Wednesdays like we're used to. So Andor is getting pushed and She-Hulk is getting a new day that it airs. So we're not going to have a Miss Marvel Obi-Wan situation where they come out at literally the same time. Ultimately, a good decision. We're going to have to wait a little bit more on Andor and, just a tiny bit more for She-Hulk. But, it's better for pacing, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine.
Indeed. So next piece of Marvel news, What If head writer AC Bradley has confirmed and announced that she will not be returning for season 3. So that'll be interesting. I wonder where that's going to take that series, because they, in their, animation panel, they did confirm that What If season 3 is going to happen, but AC Bradley seems to not want to continue with the series.
Yeah.
Next piece of Marvel news, an Iron Man game is in the works at EA.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, EA just seemed to be, just according to rumors, seem to be just working on Marvel games now. Like they were the Star Wars people and now they seem to be the Marvel people. Just last week, it was not confirmed, but there was another rumor that they were working on a Black Panther game, and now the rumor is they're working on an Iron Man game. So if it's like Fallen Order, if it's anything like Fallen Order, I'm good. I don't care if it's done by EA. But if they try
Yeah.
to make it like a games as a service, fucking Avengers type shit, I'm not, no, not interested.
Yeah,
Hard pass.
I already spent money on Avengers, and that was the worst purchase. One of the worst purchases of my life.
Yeah. Do you regret Avengers or Jump Force more?
I mean, I'd say they're both equal, because like it just sucks when like you spend money on a game that has the potential, and it just doesn't like live up, like it doesn't like live up to it.
Yeah.
I think with Jump Force, like I could have gotten into it a lot more, but like as much as I love fighting games, there's only so much I can take. Like I don't want to keep practicing for hours and hours on end, and like keep getting my ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just like, and then like also one of the things where it's like I like the DLC. It took like forever for them to come up with like DLC characters. Like it took them like almost like a year for them to come out with DLC characters, and it was just like wow. It with Avengers, I at least had some like fun with it. I just didn't get a chance to play other DLCs because same thing with that. They took like 2 years to come out.
Yeah, and
Sad.
they said like there wasn't going to be any exclusivity, and then there was the Spider-Man DLC exclusivity.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I remember I was excited for Jump Force. I'm not even a fan of anime like that, but like just Jump Force sounded like a really it was like the multiverses, or what they were trying to do was like multiverses, except with anime characters, which would have been super cool. But yeah, that just fell flat on its face.
Yeah, and like there's just a lot like I mean, of course, like the roster was like pretty bad. I mean, it wasn't like bad, but it's just like it wasn't like as expansive as it should have been.
I think the gameplay was also repetitive, right?
The gameplay was like pretty repetitive. I mean, overall, like I think it's a fun game. It's just the thing with anime games too. Like besides Naruto, like Shippuden, like Storm 4, anime games just have really bad rep of like longevity. It's kind of one of the reasons of like it's called like Boruto. It's called like Naruto like Strikers or something like that, or Boruto Strikers. I don't know what the game is called. I forgot. But like they came out, everyone was hyped for it, and then like it like was dead in like a month. And for Jump Force, it had like a little bit of more of like longevity, but like it just didn't like hold as it didn't hold its weight.
Yeah,
So,
when it comes to Avengers, like shit game, but like at least the base campaign is good.
yeah, the campaign's fine.
Yeah, it actually has a decent story.
Yeah, and then like the only horrible DLCs is the Spider-Man one because his swinging is so stiff.
It's so stiff. The gameplay that like everyone was expecting like some like Spider-Man based like story missions, and it's basically just his character. That's it.
Yeah, and I guess like one of the DLCs people actually liked was the Black Panther one.
Yeah,
but I haven't played the Black Panther or Spider-Man one, but I was gonna download it on my Xbox. I could play it on my Xbox and get achievements.
Yeah,
because I got it on PlayStation, and so yeah, I got it on PlayStation for that reason because the exclusivity stuff.
Yeah, I played through the campaign. I played a little bit of the Spider-Man stuff when it came out, and I played a little bit of the Black Panther stuff. But God, the gameplay is just so repetitive, and there's literally no point to playing that game.
And like even like getting just like some costumes are like very grindy, and it's fucking bad. And I'm just like, bro, like this is like what is this?
What's unfortunate is that they could have turned it around. They had ample opportunity to do so, and a lot of the time they doubled down. It was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but then good news is that they turned around with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep, and which will not get a sequel because poor sale. Yeah, it didn't sell well because of the Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Square Enix sold the studio that made it, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know what the legal stuff is there, like Square Enix still like owns it. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think it seems like they're not going to get a sequel, which is really unfortunate because that game was great. Luckily, it didn't end in like it's not like it ends on a cliffhanger. So like it could just be standalone, but like it would have been awesome if we did get a sequel, but doesn't seem like that's going to happen, unfortunately.
That sucks. I mean, I downloaded it on my Xbox, so like whenever I have the time, I'll play it later or something.
Oh yeah, man. Damn, it's so such a such a great game. But yeah, next piece of Marvel news: Patton Oswalt seems to have slipped up and accidentally said that Marvel Studios is making an Eternals 2 and that Chloe Zhao will return to direct.
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt was like on a podcast or some show or something. And yeah, he was like, yeah, they're making Eternals 2 and Chloe Zhao's coming back. Maybe he assumed that they announced it at Comic-Con or something. Or maybe like mixed up like a D23 announcement or something like that, because presumably we're probably going to get an announcement like that at D23. We still have all the Phase 6 slates to go. And based on some of those trademarks that they got, it seems like Eternals 2 is one of them. I don't think it's called Eternals 2. I actually didn't want to look at them because I didn't feel like getting spoiled for the Comic-Con stuff and presumably the D23 stuff. So, but yeah, it seems like we're getting an Eternals 2, which is cool. Thank God.
Eternals 2, Eternal Morb.
Oh my God. No, but yeah, even though Eternals isn't my favorite MCU movie, it didn't do all that well critically, whatever.
Definitely overhated.
Yeah, I'm very happy. You can listen to our Eternals review. I like I said, I really hope this doesn't deter Kevin Feige from doing more with these characters but also doing something different within the MCU. And it seems like it didn't deter him, since we're probably getting an Eternals 2. So that's great. And I also want to see, it ended on a cliffhanger. I want to see what happens with those characters.
Yeah.
So that is the Marvel news, which means it's time to move on to the DC news. And my God, there's a lot. But let's start off with that. We won. So let's start with some good news. Good news first, bad news the second. The Flash will end with season 9.
Yes, and it's 13 episodes.
Yeah, 13 episodes, and it will premiere early 2023. That is music to my ears. So season 8 wasn't actually all that bad, but the shit needs to end. And the fact that it's 13 episodes gives me hope.
Less filler, more of an actual story. And what's funny about it too is that like the back end, like even though season 7 was complete garbage, the back end of it has some amazing cinematography. Like,
yeah,
that was just incredible, especially like during like the last like 4 episodes was just the most incredible cinematography ever. And then back in season 8, like with Armageddon, that has some great writing. But
yeah, it's like the writers have these like little bursts of like, creativity, but they can only like fit those things in like 4 to 5 episode blocks. And it's like, well, we have to write 22 episodes. Like,
yeah, and it's just like
they either stretch it out or they do mini arcs, which that's what they did in season 8, which was the best decision they could have made. But so now there's 13 episodes. Good news.
They're definitely going to be like one singular story. I hope, but like, yeah, that's the thing too, because like we could have had so much more with the Flash had they have done this from like the very beginning. I mean, season 1 and 3 were pretty good. In hindsight, season 3 wasn't that bad.
The seasons 4 to 7 make season 3 look good.
I know,
because at the time people were hating season 3, but now people are like, actually,
like season 3 isn't that bad. I mean, like it's just like a little like there's a little bit of plot holes and writing issues, but that's like just everything in like TV shows. But like season 4 was like I mean, I like the suit. The introduction of Ralph was okay. Season 5 was
underrated.
It's
that
okay.
Suit is atrocious.
That suit is atrocious, yeah.
But I don't hate the story. The cicada stuff was tedious and annoying, but like I think everything outside of that I thought was actually pretty solid.
Yeah,
I take season 5 over season 3 personally.
And then season 6 could have been the turn. Oh, it was definitely the turnaround, but then COVID hit.
Yeah, God,
And then
fuck, that sucked. Fuck,
and then
man.
and then season 7, they just like lost all brain cells. And
Yeah,
then, like,
who's the villain at the beginning of season 6 that was like legitimately blood work? My God, it's like they tried so hard in seasons 4 and 5 and 6. Are we talking about? No, yeah, we're talking about season 6, 4 and 5 to like do a villain that isn't a speedster, because admittedly it was getting tiresome. They had to do something different, and they just didn't hit for seasons 4 and 5 mostly.
yeah,
but blood work was so goddamn good, and then just COVID had to,
yeah, COVID hit, and that kind of like halted the production of it.
Yeah, and then they had to shift course and fuck.
And then the star who plays Ralph got kicked off, so they had to cut off his character, which fucking sucks.
Yeah, they had a whole arc for him planned.
It's funny. It's so ironic because, like, yeah, his whole arc is about how people need to get second chances, and he gets kicked off because of like some shit he said on Twitter like years ago. And then season 7 was just horrible. Like, I don't know why.
Atrocious.
Like, I don't know. Like, I in my mind, bro, I made a whole plan of like season 7. Like, I swear to God, it is like just so bad. Like, season 7 is just horrible. But like, dude, season 7 had potential too.
Yeah,
and like
really, all of them do.
they did fine with Godspeed to an extent.
No, they wasted that motherfucker.
No. I'm telling you, look, in my head canon, he's good. But the one thing I hated about Godspeed, the whole Godspeed thing,
he was Bart's villain.
Yeah, he was Bart's villain. That was stupid. And I hated that whole lightsaber fight at the end. That shit was stupid.
Oh my God. And then, I don't know what it's. You look at the seasons 1 and 2 mostly, and I feel like it took a downturn in season 4. The cinematography, what happened?
Like lazy. It got like lazy. And what's funny is that like season 4, episode 1 was like it was so strong. It was a very strong start. With Barry losing his memory and like him like disappearing, all that stuff. Like, that was good. That was some good stuff.
Should have lasted longer.
It should have lasted longer for sure. It lasted like one episode. And then that's when like CW hit. That's like CW shit right there. Like seasons 5 to 7, that's like CW shit. Like, you can tell that it's just like, it's very cookie cutter, like very amateurish stuff. The addition of characters, it's just very bad. I got, oh my God, I don't know why they just.
How do they manage to like downgrade the running? It looks so bad now.
Oh yeah, I saw some clips of it, and it just does not look good.
What about it is like more, or like, is it more expensive? It looks like you're doing the same thing, but it looks so much worse. I don't know. I really don't know what it is. Yeah,
I don't know. And it's a shame too, because like, we like in a sense like grew up with this show, and like
I sure
like. Oh yeah, you got into it a little late.
Yeah, I joined at the worst time possible.
Yeah, you joined like season 3,
yeah,
right?
Middle of season 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's so fine.
I guess.
But like, it sucks because like I remember watching this show, like waiting like every week, especially during like season 2, season 1, season 2, like fucking waiting every goddamn week for this shit, and then like slowly starting to fall out of it because like people were just so much shit was happening. People were talking shit about it. The show was downgrading it. I didn't want to be part of it anymore. Sucks.
Yeah, fair enough. Now it's ending. So
yeah.
But yeah, so that's the good news. And then it's all downhill from here. Okay.
You want to talk about the Ezra Miller stuff?
I didn't even write that down.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Ezra Miller stuff going on. I mean,
yeah, he's walking around with like a gun and body armor or whatever.
And apparently, like some like weird rumor how he has a cult in Iceland or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm exhausted of everything, not just the Ezra Miller stuff. But yeah, let's get started with this. Warner Brothers Discovery. This isn't even. I'm not even at Batgirl yet. Warner Brothers Discovery is considering moving the release dates for Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, and The Flash.
They're moving the dates.
They're considering it, so we might get more delays.
Oh my fucking god! I'm tired of this, man. I just want movies to fucking come out, bro.
I can only assume. Well, but Aquaman. Well, I can only assume, just based on what we've heard and what we're going to get into a little bit later, that maybe they're delaying it to do some reshoots to maybe try to fit it into their new universe vision that we're getting, probably, maybe.
I don't care, man. I want some movies to come out. I'm tired of this, bro. Like, it's funny too, because like, you know, like I'm starting to see a lot more on like, you know, social media about like how like DC is just like, you know, going under or whatever. Like, you know, people like hate on the MCU or whatever like that, right? And it really talked about like, I really thought about our last podcast a lot, like how like, you know, it just sucks to be a DC fan because like, you know, they're just in shambles and how like Marvel has all the competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it really does suck like being a DC fan. And, you know, I'm sure you'll talk about this in a bit, you know, like their whole like 10-year plan. And it's just like, well, like when is it gonna start? Like when do things like get going? Because like, at this moment in time, like I mean, not saying like, you know, you have to be a fan of Marvel, but it feels that like when you're a DC fan, you have no choice but to like Marvel more now, you know, which is just, it sucks for sure.
It does suck. But yeah, we'll get into it more when we get to the Batgirl stuff. But still more. Next piece of DC news: a documentary filmmaker, Leslie it works. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Pardon me. Recently asked to license clips from Zack Snyder's Justice League for a film on DC's history, but then Warner Brothers Discovery reportedly told her that there's only one Justice League movie and referred to the 2017 version.
Oh my fucking god, dude!
It's just more nails in the coffin for the Snyderverse.
I know.
Yeah,
they hate that man so much. They hate him and Henry Cavill so much, bro.
Well, maybe not for the Henry Cavill. It seems like the David Zaslav guy actually seems to want to bring him back, maybe possibly, because he wants to do something with Superman. Something. Also, speaking of which, with all the background, the two things really that people aren't talking about as far as like stuff getting canceled or whatever is the Michael B. Jordan produced Superman movie and the J.J. Abrams thing that's happening. I doubt that's happening anymore, either of those.
Yeah, I haven't. That whole Michael B. Jordan Val-Zod project, that was like back in like 2018.
Yeah, we haven't heard about that. It's been so long.
And especially like with him, like not even like the static shock stuff is like we haven't heard anything about that since like DC fandom of last year. And but yeah, that was also in the works like since 2019, I believe, or even before that, or around. Actually, it was around the same time when Michael B. Jordan wanted to do the Val-Zod thing. But it's upsetting.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams hasn't done anything with his deal with Warner Brothers.
Sad, man.
Yeah.
Just fucking sad.
There's another piece of DC news, but I think that's probably best until after we do the Batgirl stuff. So we're gonna go into the next piece of DC news. This oh my god, the Supergirl movie is unlikely to move forward. Because
I know.
Fuck me, man. I'm going to get into that a bit more when we get into the Batgirl stuff, but yeah, that's tough. Next piece of DC news. Joker 2 is releasing October 4th, 2024. Lady Gaga is 100% confirmed to star with Joaquin Phoenix as Harley Quinn, and apparently a lot of Joker 2 will take place in Arkham Asylum, and it's still likely to be a musical. So cool, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. I no one wanted this. At least I didn't.
No. Well, we don't. I know a lot
Yeah.
of people are excited, but I do not care at all. I guess the only thing that's exciting to me is seeing what Lady Gaga does as Harley Quinn in this version of them.
Imagine them like they get Tara Strong to dub over Lady Gaga's like lines.
I would
So
hate
just,
that, honestly. Just
so you see Lady Gaga like walking with like walking Phoenix. It's just Tara Strong the whole entire time.
I would hate that. Just hearing Tara Strong come out of Lady Gaga's fate. No, I'm good. But the fact that it's taking place mostly in Arkham Asylum, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we get to see some cameos.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, let's move on to the Batgirl stuff, and there's some stuff after that that sort of ties into everything. But Warner Brothers Discovery has decided to cancel the release of Batgirl as they are, quote, committed to making DC titles big theatrical event films, and Batgirl isn't that. The movie was in the final stages of post-production, and according to Variety, Batgirl, and it's kind of been essentially confirmed by Warner Brothers Discovery themselves in their it's not an investors call. I forgot what it was, earnings call, that Batgirl has been canceled so it can be a tax write-off.
I just don't understand. Like, I mean, they're just wasting money. Like, it was like 90 million for this movie.
Yep, $90 million.
And then like also it's like David Zaslav or someone, yeah, I'm sure it was him, said that like, you know, kind of goes back to that quote you just said, and like saying how like he like, oh yeah, we didn't believe in the Batgirl or something like that, bro.
Yeah, he said, here, let me find the quote. He said, yeah, David Zaslav on canceling Batgirl, quote, we're not going to put a movie out unless we believe in it, particularly with DC. Now, it's been reported and people are like, speaking of, hold on, actually, before I get into that, there's so many people, mostly on Twitter, because it's Twitter, that are, you know, Batgirl's canceled, and people are like, it's going to flop anyway. It was going to be trash. Shut the fuck up. You do you realize how much of an asshole you sound? Like, if you would, like, if you weren't excited for the movie, that's fine, because I know a lot of people weren't 100%, you know, on board or whatever the fuck. That's not even the point of this. The point being, like, people spent, I think Leslie Grace, the actress who was going to play Batgirl, I think said they were usually a movie takes about 3 months just to film.
Yeah.
But I think she said they were working on this for 9 months, and that's not even included. And I think that's just her. So like, that's 9 months and then some, months and months and months and months of people putting their lives into this film just for it to get completely canceled and used as a tax write-off. Months and months and months of people's lives wasted for corporate greed, essentially.
And not only that, but like freaking like people were getting like laid off too. Like, Warner Brothers Discovery is laying off like 70% of their like people. Actually,
I think they said in their earnings call that they weren't doing that, but they also could just be saying that and then do something else later.
Well, it doesn't even matter. But still, like, the point still stands that people who work so hard for this, they work hard on this movie and just projects in general, only for it to get canceled. Like that's just like the biggest slap in the face, and it's so fucking disrespectful. Like, to like anyone, like, you know, an artist and non-artist aside, the fact that like that shit even like happened is just so fucking baffling to me, that like it fucking hurts. Especially like it's just like if you have like for you to work on like months and months and months for that to happen, like to even be part of like the movie, I can't even imagine what those people are going through. It fucking
Yeah.
to even say it sucks is an understatement. It is just
I haven't been this upset at a piece of comic book movie news since Spider-Man was taken out of the MCU. Like this makes me so mad on so many levels. Like I can't imagine. I can't I'm pissed off. I'm so mad about this. I cannot imagine the people who worked on this movie feels. I want to stress a couple things. One, the Batgirl being canceled, the people, Leslie Grace, the directors, the writers, everyone involved did not know about this until it came out in the trades. They literally were not warned about this. They were not told until it came out in the trades. That's fucked up. Number two, it's not just Batgirl. A bunch of stuff has got canceled on top more things. The Scoob sequel got canceled, and again, people are being fucking assholes about it. Oh yeah, it was the first one was trash. That doesn't fucking matter. The film, I think that it was the director said the movie was literally almost done, and again, it's being used as a tax write-off. So that, again, that's fucked. There's a bunch of other stuff that got canceled. There's I believe 6, and there's apparently more on the way, HBO Max originals that were taken off of the platform to, again, be used as a tax write-off. So just more people's work down the drain for money. And I want to stress this. I cannot stress this enough. If it's used as a tax write-off, they legally cannot sell or distribute that content ever. So unless it gets leaked somewhere, we will never see Batgirl. We will never see that Scoob sequel. We'll never see the 6 things that got taken off HBO Max ever again. Which I think one of them was that Seth Rogen movie where he's like his own ancestor or whatever, and he's playing opposite himself. That got taken off, gone. It's done. We'll never see it again. They can't sell it to another streaming service. They can't. I don't even think they can even sell like physical copies of it. Yeah, so like that's the kind of shit that we're dealing with here. I have some more stuff written down. This was seen internally as the most financial sound way to recoup the costs compared to an HBO Max or theatrical release. So they saw that. And it also came out that they would be saving, I believe, $15 to $20 million by canceling this movie. What? Okay. Yeah. If it was just released, okay. David Zaslav has this hard on for theatrical releases, and he seems to be very, not necessarily anti-streaming, but he doesn't seem to want to put any movies on streaming, any like original movies that don't go to theaters. And again, he said that he doesn't think Batgirl is essentially theater material. It's Batgirl. If they spent, generally speaking, it takes about double the movie's budget for marketing and stuff like that. So when you see a movie's budget, in Batgirl's case, it's 90 million. The real budget is about 180 million just for marketing alone. So let's say that Batgirl costs $180 million total just to put it out theatrically. It's fucking Batgirl. Not only is that IP popular alone, and she has her fans alone, you also have Leslie Grace's fans, who's a fucking celebrity. It's set in the DCEU, so you got that. You got J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. You have Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. There's literally no fucking way that Batgirl would make less money than fucking Morbius. It would make 300 million minimum.
And to add to that, you have Brendan fucking Fraser as Firefly, which people were already like, they're like, people love Brendan Fraser. People like love him, and like, oh my god, it's just it's just very fucking annoying. Like,
It's fucking infuriating. I was excited for the movie, man.
I know.
I wasn't expecting it to be like DC's best movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
but
course,
like,
but
fuck.
I mean, it's like, and it's also just one thing, like, and it's just also one thing is that like, I just don't know, and it's just a slap in the face to like everybody, like in DC fans in general, because they're trying so hard to find like the pieces of the puzzle that that was already finished or could have been finished, and it's just when does it end and when does this shit start?
Yeah, this sets a horrible and terrifying precedent in Hollywood. Like Hollywood's freaking the fuck out because they're like, this has never been done before. Just cancel a $90 million movie for a fucking tax write-off. And now people are like, filmmakers are like scared. They're like, number one, if I'm making something now, can that legally just be stripped and ripped away from me and just not get released for money? And there's also people are like, well, I don't want to work with fucking Warner Brothers because if my movie can just get fucking destroyed for no reason, I don't want to work with them. You know what I mean? So there's that level that they're, missing. I don't know. They don't seem to be worried since they're doing it in the first place. But like, I also want to say that like there's also a lot of people that like, well, they wouldn't have canceled it if the movie was good. Yes, they would have. And number two, there's like reports saying like, well, it's testing bad at test screenings. Two things. The report is that it's testing around in the 60s, which the test screenings are, to a 1 to 100 scale. It's testing in the 60s. Shazam 2 is also testing in the 60s. So it has comparable test screening scores to Shazam 2, and Shazam 2 is still coming out. Yes, it's pretty much a completed film, but so was Batgirl. Yes, Shazam 2 is coming out theatrically, but you could have just made Batgirl come out theatrically. And also, like Torrin was sort of saying there, it's a test screening. The point of test screenings is to gauge what needs to be fixed in the movie, essentially, whether it's by editing or reshoots, whatever the case may be. They literally exist to help to make the movie better. They're not just going out in these screenings like, hey, you want to watch this movie before anyone? That's not what these test screenings are for. You know what I mean? So it's like to just go like, oh, well, the test screenings tested poorly, therefore the movie was bad, therefore it deserved to be canceled. What? Even if it was testing in the fucking 40s, that doesn't mean the movie should be fucking canceled. Like that's their work deserves to be shown, whether it's bad or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope it's
and
leaked.
Like, and it's like one of the things too. It's like, yeah, kind of like what she said. Like, it like for this, like, to be a filmmaker, it's bad. Like, it's like for working for Warner Brothers as a filmmaker, it's fucking bad. But it's very disheartening. Even like like as a filmmaker, as an actor, as someone who's working in that field on the movie, it's just very like disheartening. And like I said earlier, I can't imagine what these people are going through. It's just, I don't have any other words. Like, I'm just so baffled right now.
Yeah, well, Warner Brothers put out a statement. They said, quote, Batgirl's cancellation reflects our leadership's strategic shift as it relates to the DC Universe and HBO Max. Whatever the fuck that means.
that is like that's like some like backhanded accountability.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I hope it gets leaked. I hope someone fucking eternally leaks it. It's got to get leaked at some point. It has to.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
hell, if I was a VFX artist, I'd be working that shit at fucking home. Just upload it somewhere and go off the fucking grid.
Yeah, so this sets a bad precedent just in general for HBO stuff. I have my fucking finger on the trigger to just physically buy a lot of stuff like Max Originals that they could just take off the platform, like fucking Infinity Train, which I fucking love. They could take that off. I'm fucking my fingers on the trigger to just buy the DVDs. But like there's a bunch of stuff that's at, risk now, or like in limbo, that we have nothing, that we don't know anything about. Is Doom Patrol safe? Is Peacemaker safe? Is the Harley Quinn cartoon safe? Is
Titans
safe? Is Young Justice safe? We don't know. And yeah,
it's just bad because like also like, so like most of the HBO Max originals are, they're in a bad place right now. But it's also the fact that they're putting more faith and more like, I guess, like love into like projects like the like 90 Day Fiance and like shit like that. Like, who fucking cares? Like, this is just like fucking horrible.
Yeah. And like we said earlier, the Supergirl movie is unlikely to move forward, which is unfortunate. I want to put some things in perspective. Whether this was the intention or not, I don't care, because it's still a thing, coincidence or not. They are canceling, or are likely to cancel when it comes to Supergirl, the 2 movies that would be led by women of color. Meanwhile, they are not canceling the movie with convicted abuser Amber Heard and
Ezra Miller.
Yeah,
it definitely says a lot. For sure. I mean, like, am I surprised? Not really, because they've had shit like this in the past.
Yeah,
like with women and people of color, like such as Ray Fisher and Ruby Rose, Candace Patton,
and David Zaslav is real sus. Just looking at some of his past statements and stuff like that, I think he even said when it comes to Warner Brothers Discovery that diversity, while a factor, is not his main priority. That's a yikes.
Yeah, that's fucking horrible.
Also, this is ridiculous. I hate everything about this. But also, during Warner Brothers Discovery's earnings call, they put up a graphic which reeked of sexism, where they plan on, I believe it's next summer, to combine HBO Max and Discovery Plus into a new streaming service. So I don't think they're going to keep either name. That's what they're making it sound like. I'm not sure. Could be like Warner Brothers Discovery Plus, because they seem to be bad at making names, because what kind of fucking name is Warner Brothers Discovery? But they had this graphic that reeked of sexism, where they had HBO Max on one side and Discovery Plus on the other, where the HBO Max side said it's male focused, and it was actually, let me just pull up the graphic so I don't fucking, because my God, it was so bad. Okay, so yeah, HBO Max has a male skew with scripted content, lean-in content, appointment viewing, and the home of fandoms. And Discovery Plus is female skewed with unscripted content, lean back and comfort viewing, and is the home of whatever is the home of genre dumb, whatever the fuck that means. Like fandoms and genre, what I don't know. But clearly, like, David Zaslav is all like, 90 Day Fiance, cooking, women.
Yeah,
superheroes and action, men.
I'm like, the fuck, bro? Like, yeah, they're putting more focus into like I don't know, man. Like when does it end?
What a fucking massive step back.
Like, dude, they're like fucking moving backwards in time by 1,000. Who was that? Who was the person who worked with WB before?
I don't remember.
For like Nolan.
Oh, the one that just joined as an advisor?
Yeah. When is he going to be put into work? Yeah, Alan Horn. When is he going to be put into work, bro? We need him.
I imagine this 10-year plan he's talking about, I imagine that probably maybe has something to do with Alan Horn and maybe his plans for whatever. But speaking of like heads of certain divisions and stuff, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Walter Hamada, the current head of DC, apparently almost left Warner Brothers Discovery when Batgirl was canceled. But apparently he has decided to remain at least until Black Adam releases. So,
hey man, I'm all for it. Leave while you can.
Yeah. Apparently there's a couple other higher ups that don't want him to leave, but he's like, I don't know, man. But some people are fucking rejoicing because they don't like Walter Hamada because, you know, his stuff with the Snyder verse and Ray Fisher and stuff like that. But he's also the person that gave us the Batman and the Suicide Squad, you know? So it's like,
yeah,
it's a mixed bag for him, but like also maybe he would do better under, you know, like a actual connective universe. But yeah, to just cancel like a movie that he decided to greenlight, I imagine is not the greatest feeling in the world. So I wouldn't blame him for leaving. But yeah, a lot of people are like, yeah, get out of here, because people are assholes. You know, whether you like him or not, it's not cool. But speaking of that 10-year plan, yeah, Zaslav confirmed that they are setting up DC as a studio modeled after what's been done with Marvel and Kevin Feige, and that they've, quote, done a reset. And my issue with this isn't them resetting. I would love for them to do a reset. I would love for them to do a complete fucking reboot, start from scratch. But I absolutely do not agree with how they're resetting it, which is just fucking cancel everything else. You know what I mean? Like, have the stuff release, and then once it's out, be like, okay, the next film or whatever, now we're going for, like, this, whatever, like Batgirl or The Flash, whatever, this is the last movie in this universe, and now we're going on to something different. You don't just cancel this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently he has a 10-year fucking plan or whatever. But it's like, we've heard that before. We had a whole plan with the DCEU, or what was supposed to be a plan with like Green Lantern Corps and a Cyborg solo movie and shit like that. There was supposed to be a Zatanna movie. We were like, Nightwing. Like there were so many movies that were supposed to happen that just didn't. So it's like, if they can get this universe rolling, awesome. But it's the way they're going about it that has me fucking pissed and scared for the future.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I'm not trying to like, you know, bring like this is probably like irrelevant, but it's also like one of the things where it's like they're gonna lose like most of their fan base too, because like in like this 10-year plan, like bro, we're gonna be like in our like mid-30s, some of us, most of us. It's like, damn. That shit's fucking crazy.
Like, it's good news that they're modeling DC after a studio now instead of just being like Warner Brothers Studios with DC, whatever. If they have a Kevin Feige figure, if that is Alan Horn, then awesome. But you don't just. This is not the way to go about it.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I didn't even mention that Batgirl was supposed to have the first trans character in a major movie.
Yeah, that too, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's adding fuel to the fire of that shit.
I fucking hate this. I hate everything about this.
We're literally in like the fucking weirdest yet darkest like timeline for like superhero fandoms.
It's really funny because literally last week we were talking about like, yeah, I kind of have hope for this for this new guy.
Yeah, and then like,
yikes! Nah. What a massive 180.
Yeah, shit's crazy, man. It is. I don't know, man.
I can only hope that in like 5 years. I can't even say that. I was gonna say I hope in like 5 years that it's worth it, but it's not worth canceling. It's not worth throwing people's livelihood and their art in the garbage. Oh, it's fucking. I have nothing else to say. I'm just mad. I'm upset. I hope it gets leaked. I hope to God Batgirl gets leaked. Someone please fucking leak it, so I can burn it onto a fucking disc and have it.
And start pirating and selling it.
That was a joke, just in case.
Wasn't. Just kidding. I'm not joking. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I'm not. No, I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have nothing else to say. Should we move on?
Yeah, we're getting way too heated over
Yeah,
this.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm annoyed. But time to get more annoyed with our next topic. Because yeah, that was the news for the week. So yeah, it's time to move on to our topic, which is the most divisive movies. Why don't you get started?
Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Okay. First on my list is Eternals.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Eternals. Very, very divisive. One of the divisive movies of Phase 4, as if the whole phase isn't divisive enough. Yeah, like, admittedly, some people actually like the film for what it is. Very, very different from the MCU. Introduces a new set of characters who are very important to like the lore of Marvel, the Marvel universe. If you don't know, don't read comics. The Eternals are a race of gods who brought us fucking humans and deviants and shit. Don't know if Thanos is a deviant, which I didn't explain in the movies.
Yeah,
but he's a deviant in my eyes.
Thanos is still the brother of Eros, who's still an Eternal. My only assumption with that, I don't even remember if we talked about this in the review, but I think my assumption with that is like, because like the Eternals that we know were sent to Earth. What if Eros was sent to Titan? And he just was kind of not raised because he had already been an adult, quote unquote, but like he would have been like, yeah, this Thanos is like my little brother or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I assume they're going to do it, because yeah, all the different Eternals are like sent to like different planets and whatever.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but like in my head canon, he's a Titan. He's a deviant in the MC. Even though they didn't talk about it, I don't care. But yeah, this movie got a lot of flack for that, and it's also very weird how Chloe Zhao got a lot of hate. First Asian American director of the MCU got a lot of hate on this movie. It kind of says something. It was just very, very odd for that. But overall, I think the movie is fine. It has some problems with it. Overall, I think it's enjoyable. If you
Solid.
If you like exposition and little action. One thing I love about the movie is the costume design. Fucking amazing.
Gorgeous.
And
simplistic.
And it's very simplistic.
Simplistic yet detailed.
Yes. And the one thing about Chloe Zhao, she knows her locations. The location was amazing.
Still the best cinematography in the MCU.
For sure. Most definitely. And, people, it was just, I don't know, man. It was just a wild time for that movie to come out. There was one person that didn't like how Icarus was handled. Because, Icarus is, of course, like Superman in a way. And they didn't like how they made him the bad guy, which I think it was fine. If you don't read the comics, but overall, I think it's cool. Someone was that same person was like, it's almost like as if the person who designed Icarus, his power set, was a Henry Cavill fan. I'm like, I don't care, bro. It's just funny.
It was a little on the nose that he flew into the sun.
Yeah.
They even talk about it earlier. I was like, Icarus, the guy who flew into the sun? And they're like, yeah, they made that or whatever. Kind of how they did with everyone. And then he literally flew into the sun.
Yeah. on the nose of very being poetic. But yeah, like I said, I think this movie is just, it is fine for what it is. Definitely overhated. One of the most overhated MCU movies. And definitely overhated in Phase 4 for sure.
Yeah, not my favorite, but definitely overhated, specifically by critics.
Yeah.
The fact that it's the lowest rated MCU movie is baffling.
Yeah, I don't know. And even the cast is stacked too. The cast is just amazing.
Yeah, great cast. I do agree with the people that say it probably should have been a Disney Plus series.
Yeah. What's on yours? What's your first one?
I was gonna start with the most obvious one, but I won't.
I know which one that is.
Yeah, I think everyone knows which one that is. The most, it's arguably one of the most divisive movies of all time at this point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I'm gonna go for my first one, Tenet.
Tenet. I didn't think about that. Wow.
Yeah. I was gonna. It's not one of those movies where it's like, oh, critics hated it, but audiences loved it. It's like split for like everyone. It was either too confusing and kind of boring, and so you didn't like it, or it kind of made sense and you liked the action, so you liked it. I think for both of us, we fell into the we liked it camp. I think.
Yeah, I like Tenet.
Same.
Now, is it better than Inception?
Hell no.
No.
It's probably on the lower end of as far as like Christopher Nolan movies go. But I don't think it's his worst.
Definitely not its worst. I mean, I haven't really like seen all of Nolan's movies, but it's definitely on like the lower end.
Yeah. But I liked it.
Like lower end middle kind of.
Yeah, but I can understand why people don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's confusing. it's pretty confusing. Although I don't think it's as confusing as maybe people make it out to be. Some of the action can be a little hard to follow because it's like, wait, who's moving backwards? Who's moving forwards? But it's still good.
Nolan brought the perk making these movies, bro.
And also, one thing that's bothering, this isn't even about Tenet, but more like Nolan just as a filmmaker. He seemed to... one of the biggest criticisms that Nolan gets is his character work is like non-existent. It's like there's like no emotional attachment to any of his characters, which is true. But then you have it's like he heard that criticism and was like, okay, I'll put out Interstellar, which is very emotional. And then it's like once he did that, he was like, okay, I'm done. And just started doing the same thing again because like the main character's name is literally the protagonist.
Yeah. And I kind of see that a little bit. I don't know if you've seen Memento.
Not yet.
Memento is like it has a little bit of emotion to it, but like not that much, in my opinion. Like because basically the guy's trying to figure out like who he is, like what happened to his wife, and it's like it's there, but it's kind of not.
Have you seen The Prestige?
No,
that one. Also has like a little bit of emotion, but it's mostly not there. It's the most of the emotion is in like the beginning of the movie. Yeah,
and I would say to Inception to an extent because most of the emotions on Leonardo DiCaprio, but yeah, other than that, like I can see that criticism. I didn't think about it until you said it.
Yeah. Also, while I'm here, The Prestige is the most underrated Christopher Nolan movie. It's so good, and no one fucking talks about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Probably will watch it after I cook in like 20 hours.
Unpopular opinion, Dunkirk is not good.
Dunkirk?
Yeah,
I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
I'm exaggerating. It's okay. 6 out of 10. Anyway, but yeah, Tenet. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not great, pretty good.
Let me move on to another one. Actually no. Let me change it because a few of them on my list are pretty predictable. I'm gonna say West Side Story.
The new one or the old one?
Shit, the new one with fucking Ansel Elgort.
Is it because of him? I actually have no idea what the reception of this movie was.
Some people have said that it's very boring, which I agree because the movie fucking sucks.
Oh, you see it? You've seen it?
Yeah, I saw it like a couple days ago. Yeah, and Ansel kind of really it sucks because like
I used to like him.
Yeah, because like you want to like him, but can't. That shit he did. But other than that, like I think it's people, of course, some people like it because the romance and stuff like that. But I've seen complaints that like the movie's very very boring. Some of the acting is very like flat, especially coming from Rachel Zegler's character. and yeah, mostly Ansel Elgort too. And no, actually, was it in the old one or the new one? But like the complaint how like no, I think it was more so in the old one where like most of the Puerto Rican characters were were like white people or whatever like that.
I think that was the old one.
Yeah, it was the old one. Yeah, yeah, that's what I've heard about West Side
Isn't it
Story.
crazy that Baby Driver had two people that are considered?
Yeah, hmm,
Yeesh.
yeah.
I haven't seen that movie. I've only seen that movie once.
You want to know what's crazy? When I saw Seven and saw him in handcuffs, I'm like, wow, that's very fitting. Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey, bro. He even talks like he's a convicted
What sucks
monster
is,
too.
fuck, he was a good actor.
Yeah, he was a good actor too.
Have you seen The Usual Suspects?
No,
Bro, that movie's so good. And unfortunately, Kevin Spacey is like a main character, and he's really good.
same thing for House of Cards.
I haven't seen House of Cards, and I'm
I
happy
saw
I
like
haven't seen it because
I saw the first season like like long ago, and it's insane.
ugh,
Yeah.
pain. It's one of those things. I don't know if this is a conversation for right now, but it's like I'm not gonna watch Kevin Spacey movies. I won't watch new ones, but like I'm not gonna not watch the usual suspects. I'm not gonna rewatch Baby Driver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like I'll eventually go back to watching Seven too.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like my philosophy is like Kevin Spacey's a fucking piece of shit. Fuck that guy. But you can't like. There's so many people worked on those movies.
Yeah,
It would-
it's definitely fits into the conversation of separating the art from the artist to an extent.
Yeah, it's like it's unfair to the like. You're just I'm not going to let this one guy just completely destroy someone else's work. But it's like if it's something new, it's like okay, you know better. And
Yeah.
it's like I'm not going to do that shit. Like
It was kind of reminds me of the director who did Silver Linings. He's like an abuser. But like, he's like
I forgot his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Silver Linings playbook. Damn, find David O. Russell.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. He's an abuser of like his like stars on set and stuff like that. And he's coming out with a new movie, Amsterdam. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Amsterdam. Yeah. So it's crazy.
It's like there was that Mel Gibson like Santa Claus movie that came out,
Mhm.
and my dad was like, "Let's watch it," and I was like, "No." He was like, "Why?" I'm like, "He's racist." Like, he's straight up racist. Like, I'm not gonna like. I'll watch Braveheart because that came out before that. I think.
I didn't know enough about Mel Gibson to even like form an opinion, but I haven't seen any
There's so
Mel
much
Gibson
shit.
movies.
There's so much shit.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Mel Gibson movies.
I don't know
think.
if I have either.
Let me see, Mel Gibson.
Actually, there's no way I have to have seen one Mel Gibson movie, right?
Well, there's Lethal Weapon.
I haven't seen Lethal Weapon.
There's Old Mad Max.
I haven't seen that either. He was in Hacksaw Ridge.
Never seen it.
That's the one
I
with
want to.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I know it is the one with Andrew Garfield, but I'm saying you've never seen it.
Fucking yikes. Why is he in that? Because I was like 2016, 17. Although I'm not seeing him in the cast list, so maybe that's just Google being a bitch. Like,
Yeah,
because sometimes Google is just like, we'll just throw somebody in here for no reason.
I still have yet to. I still have yet to see it.
Daddy's Home.
Good movie. Oh wait,
He was in Daddy's Home 2. He's in the second one.
Oh, well, I haven't seen the second one.
Neither have I. I think I also saw the first one.
First one's good. I like it.
It was
funny.
okay.
Yeah, you wonder why? Because it has fucking Will Ferrell in it. You
Yeah,
want Will Ferrell.
I don't like. Isn't it Mark Wahlberg also?
Yeah,
I don't
Mark
like him
Wahlberg's
either.
yeah, and I would. And I don't blame you for good reason. Freaking Mark Wahlberg, man. Oh, you want to know what's crazy too? You know how like Mark Wahlberg had that shit come out about him?
Yeah.
Well, like Leia showed me some shit about John Hamm,
No.
and John Hamm did some similar shit too.
No.
Yeah,
Don't ruin John Hamm for me.
I am terribly sorry.
How long ago was it?
Let me see. It was in the 90s.
Okay. He gets a pass. Because it's like the what's his name again? We just said Mark Wahlberg. It's like the Mark Wahlberg shit happened a long time ago too, I'm pretty sure. But it's like he also just kind of seems like an asshole. Mark Wahlberg also said that if he was there, he would have stopped 9/11.
Oh my god.
I wish that was a joke, but he literally said that.
So for John Hamm, it said he was at a fraternity at the University of Texas. Hamm was arrested for participating in a violent hazing incident in November of 1990. He lit a pledge's jeans on fire, shoved his face in dirt, and struck him with a paddle over his right kidney before leading the pledge around the fraternity house with a hammer claw around the pledge's testicles. The incident resulted in a fraternity being shut down on campus. The pledge ended up needing medical care and ultimately withdrew from the school. Hamm made a plea deal, completed probation on the terms of a deferred injunction, allowing him to be avoided of being convicted of a crime. The charges were dismissed in 95, so played against probation.
I'm going to assume that happened.
It wasn't racist, but like, it wasn't.
I'm going to assume that happened and he turned his life around because he became a drama teacher.
He did?
Yeah, he was like, I think he taught Ellie Kemper.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Makes sense.
So he also seems like a nice guy. Unlike Mark Wahlberg, who seems like an asshole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you say your next one?
What did you say? What was your next?
I said mine was West Side Story.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I didn't say my next one. My next one is Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I had that one on my list too. That was the second one on my list.
This one is understandably divisive. Not understandably divisive, more like I expected it to be divisive, but it was also divisive in a way that I wasn't expecting at the same time, because it was divisive in the sense that, like, stylistically, Sam Raimi's not for everyone. Just base level, it's not going to be for everyone. And when with a movie like that, that's like Sam Raimi overload, especially not going to be for everyone. And that's fair, just on that level alone. We loved it because Sam Raimi's great. But on the other hand, it's also very divisive in the sense with Wanda's character, which, you know, last week Will was talking about, which personally I disagree with his take, but I also alluded to it a bit in that last podcast, that a lot of that divisiveness when it comes to Wanda's character comes from the interpretation of WandaVision, which I think is fascinating, because you have, if you didn't like Wanda's arc and her character or whatever in Multiverse of Madness, it's probably because when you watched WandaVision, you saw it as like a learning moment, and, you know, she knew what she did was wrong and she learned her lesson, whatever. Whereas on the other hand, like me, I saw WandaVision the entire time as her descent into darkness and as the Scarlet Witch. Like, she had like a moment there where she was like, oh no, but then she was also like, eh.
Yeah.
And also she had the dark hole at the end.
Yeah, she did have the dark hole at the end. And
it's like, I can't disagree with the take that it's like, it's kind of the same arc, but I think it's better in Multiverse of Madness, to be honest.
I think my next one is Watchmen.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck that movie. That shit's no, I'm kidding. It's fine.
Yeah, the thing about Watchmen is that I like Watchmen. I know, like, it gets a lot of, Zack Snyder himself is a controversial, or he's a very divisive.
It's Snyder's third best movie.
Mm-hmm. And so there is a lot of talk about like how Snyder doesn't understand superheroes. One being like Superman and Batman, and like this one in this case is Watchmen. Because in the Watchmen comic, it talked about how it's horrible to be a fucking vigilante or superhero, because like all they do is just like they do bad shit and like they have like no redemption. While in Snyder's theme of Watchmen in the movie is like, hey, like, you know, superheroes are meant to be good. Like, you know, they're Like, they have some redemption. Like, they're trying to be like the best they can. So that's how some people have flack with that. I love both the comic and the movie. Of course, you have your fair share of people who idolize some of these characters, which is not meant to be. It's not good. But overall, I do like the movie for what it is. It's always nice seeing like a political superhero movie like that, which is good. I like it, and just have some themes of just like morality and like how people are just shitty. But I think it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about Watchmen, and nor did I when I watched the movie, so I didn't even take that difference into account. Still thought it wasn't that great.
Yeah, and that's fine to say because Watchmen, it really isn't for everybody. You have to be an intellectual. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
No, but like, yeah, Watchmen really isn't for everybody. It's like, not saying it's a dark book, but it's also just something to where it's like you kind of like have to have like that feeling of like wanting just like, in a sense, like politics and just like in those like very tone deaf characters,
Yeah,
because like in the books, like I haven't read the entire thing because I even know I have it, but
squids.
no, yeah, fuck, shut up. But yeah, like everybody in Watchmen is shitty. Like everyone, like no one should be idolized or praised, and that's something that like Alan Moore does really, really well in the graphic novel. So yeah, I like it.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair to say. It's fair.
Needed more Rorschach, the best character. I idolize that guy. No, I'm kidding.
we did need more Rorschach, and I am like, I really do feel like just Rorschach in himself. He's a very complex character. Of course, like he's not like, yeah, like no one should idolize Rorschach. It's crazy how some people do, but like he's a very complex character. He's an incel. That's literally what he is. He's an incel. I mean, he looks cool. He has the skill set. And
your diary. It's been
yeah,
it's been 2 days since I last killed someone. I'm getting antsy.
But like, in hindsight, I always think it's always nice to have like a beautifully written like piece of shit character, like even like the fucking comedian. The comedian's a fucking piece of shit.
Yikes.
Yeah, he's a fucking racist and he's a rapist. Yeah, he is homophobic. He is homophobic. Don't remember much about it in the movie, but
it's like The Boys, but like not.
It's The Boys with substance. Because
wait a minute.
Because The Boys comics are fucking trash.
No, I'm talking about the show.
Oh, are you talking about the Watchmen show?
No, I'm talking about the Watchmen movie versus The Boys show.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
As far as the politics and whatever.
Yeah,
it's like they're both satirical-ish, but like The Boys is like hardcore. Like it's like on the nose.
Yeah, it's pretty much like in your face.
Even though a lot of people seems to go all over a lot of people's heads.
For sure.
Yeah, but like Watchmen's a lot more subtle in its approach, and also it's not a comedy.
Yeah, it's not a comedy.
Not that The Boys is a I mean, there's more comedic elements in The Boys. It's also The Boys is derivative because it's a parody of superhero content, which The Watchmen is kind of, but not as much as The Boys.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man.
Yeah, my next one is Venom.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is one where like critics and myself hate that movie, both movies, but mostly the first one, and audiences just seem to eat it up and I don't understand.
Sony had a hard on, and when they saw that the movie made $1 billion.
Almost.
Yeah, because no, it made $1 billion.
It made 800 million.
No, it made $1 billion.
It made $800 million.
No, it didn't.
It did. Close.
No, stop.
800 million is pretty close. It's not there.
I'm looking at it right now on Wikipedia.
So am I. $800 million.
What? When did I get what?
Bro, it says it right there. 800 million.
Well, I know, I see, but I swear to God, it fucking made $1 billion. What movie made $1 billion?
Maybe you're thinking of Aquaman? Because Aquaman made $1 billion for no reason.
Aquaman made $1 billion?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, fucking DC's Black Panther? Oh my God, it did make it. Oh my God. I think I was the cause of Aquaman making $1 billion. I did go see that movie 8 times.
Huh?
I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I only saw it once.
So did I. Actually, I don't think I didn't see it. Did I pirate that? I mean, I would never. But
did you watch it at someone's house?
No, I didn't.
I was trying to cover up for you.
I would never pirate it. But it is possible that I saw it when it wasn't released on Blu-ray, nor when it was in theaters. So
I saw it in theaters, and it's visually pleasing.
It's visually pleasing. It's fun.
It is a fun movie.
The story,
like I said, it's literally DC's Black Panther.
My dad fucking hates it.
Okay.
Anytime I bring it up, he goes, "Oh, that movie was horrible." Every time.
You want to know what's crazy? So I was looking back at I actually watched parts of it again whenever I was sick, and I don't remember Owen. What was? No, it wasn't Owen Wilson. What did I say?
Watchmen guy, right?
Yeah, Patrick.
Not Warburton. That's.
I always forget this guy's name because he's
Wilson.
in The Conjuring as well. Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton.
Cusco.
But Patrick Wilson in the mask of Ocean Master, it looks weird on him.
Really?
Yeah, it looks weird on him, especially when he's fighting.
I feel like that's just a weird mask, period.
It's just weird when it was.
If Marvel did it, they would have made it work somehow.
For sure. But it was weird because there was one scene where he's fighting and he just looked. I mean, of course, it's CG. You can see CG, but it was moving off of his face a little bit. I was like, oh shit, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. It's a fine movie.
How did we get to this?
Venom.
Oh, right.
But yeah, Venom. For me, I'm with the critics in this one. While the performance,
really, you were with I thought you were with the audience.
No, I'm not. I'm with the critics on this one.
What?
Yeah,
it's a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a good movie. This is bad. Okay. This is my stance on Venom. Yes, it is not the best movie.
It's atrocious.
Quite enjoyable.
Horrible.
But I do recognize the tone shifts, and it's just very fucking odd. The villain was horrible. Riz Ahmed is a great actor though. He's fucking amazing. But yeah, the villain was just very bad. I feel like it's kind of funny because how seasons 1 and 2 of The Flash was that speed series. It kind of reminds me of Venom a little bit. with the symbiotes and shit.
Goo Boys.
Right, the Goo Boys. But yeah, while I don't like the tone shifts of Venom, I do like the relationship of Eddie Brock and Venom with a little comedic tone, which is nice.
People find that movie entertaining, and I just don't understand. I think it's mostly boring. I don't think it was funny at all. The only joke that was funny was pussy. That was it. Right. And that was I think I prefer the Venom voice in this one compared to the second one.
There's a difference.
Oh yeah.
No,
the first one's like Eddie, and the second one's like Eddie.
Oh yeah, you're right. And I can definitely hear it in No Way Home as well. But yeah, Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I know, what you call it, Venom 2, was trying to be more. Yeah, it was more of a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Should need
There's
more.
no second act in the first one. It's just like it was like first
Act
act
1 to 3
and then here's the final battle. I was like, what?
definitely should have been more Carnage and Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson's amazing.
God, his hair is so bad though.
Yeah, yeah,
Not as bad as the post credit scene in the first one.
Yeah,
That was bad.
and then they switched it up. So
Yeah, it was better. Still not great
yeah.
though.
Mhm,
Second one was it wasn't. It's somewhere between okay and bad. I don't think it was bad, but I don't even think it was okay either. I don't know what I would call that. Meh. Just eh.
Yeah, man. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Ready for this one? This next one is another Zack Snyder.
Here
Zack
it
Snyder
is.
original. It's Batman v Superman.
Yep, had
Dawn of
that.
Justice. Yep. Oh,
Man, this movie is a fucking masterpiece, isn't it?
It's a M for mess.
Yeah, this shit's bad. It's not
funny
good.
because this movie had potential, and people have been wanting a Batman and Superman movie for fucking years. I remember people wanting this shit since I was like 8. And
Wasn't there an Easter egg in like I Am Legend that had like a Batman v Superman poster in it?
Yeah, it was. And then, there was reports of it back in 2014. It's actually 2013. And everyone was so fucking hyped. I saw it, and the marketing was fucking insane. The marketing was everywhere. I saw like pictures of Times Square.
I don't remember the marketing.
I remember the marketing. I remember it. It was
it just like the logo everywhere?
It was like the logo, and then like closer and closer was the movie was being released. It was like the picture of Ben Affleck's Batman and Henry Cavill's Superman, as whatever.
Hated that.
Right?
Hated it.
And then like the movie came out, and oh my god, it was a fucking shit show. Oh my god!
What I do remember is when the initial critic scores came out, and it was I think it might have been at like 40% or something like that, and it was like, oh no. Oh no. Like I'll say it forever, the fact that we live in a world where a movie about Superman fighting Batman made less money than Iron Man versus Captain America. It's so fucking funny to me.
I know. And it's just and like the funny thing is everybody it's kind of like The Shining on like a lesser scale, in my opinion. This is how I saw it, because while everyone hated it at first, that's when the Santa fans like kicked in, like that that's when they started
kinda in. But then the Ultimate Edition came out.
Yeah, Ultimate Edition did came out,
and then that's when it was like, oh, this movie.
Yeah, his movie's like a masterpiece, and like
that's what Will said, didn't he? Like he hated BVS, and then the Ultimate Edition came out, and now he thinks it's a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, for sure, and I can agree to an extent. The Ultimate Edition is way better.
I don't. There's no difference to me. It might as well be the same movie.
It's a little better.
A little bit, I guess. I just don't think
it's a little better.
The difference is so minimal.
But yeah, there is a lot of fight for this movie. There is lots of talks about Ben Affleck as Batman. Don't you dare fucking say it, Ben.
I'm not. I'm not gonna make that joke on the podcast. It's too mean. It's too mean.
Don't you dare say it.
It's too mean. It's too mean for the podcast.
Always say it.
I'm biting my tongue.
And then the biggest casting choice was Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, which don't know what was going on with that, but it's whatever.
Oh, and another thing wrong with the movie, like before the movie came out, they might as well have shown the entire movie in the trailer.
That's right too, because the fucking Doomsday thing,
and it's like
a fucking
Doomsday
was a deformed Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I don't hate everything in this movie. I want to make that clear. Like, I think the movie is kind of okay, especially the Ultimate Edition. I'm still, I kind of understand what Zack Snyder was trying to do with the whole, like, you know, he's grizzled Batman, you know, beyond his ear, whatever the fuck, and he's fucking.
And then, like, you know,
the fact that he's killing people, I didn't like the nightmare sequence. I know a lot of people loved it because, you know, his vision, whatever.
Batman in trench coat.
Yeah. Also think
Batman using guns.
I think I don't like the suit. I don't like Batman's suit. I know it's Dark Knight Returns, like the translation, very accurate, whatever. I also just don't like the Batman Returns suit. I don't like that fat symbol at all. I think it looks weird.
I think it's definitely a top 3 Batman suit of all time.
No. The suit also just doesn't do Ben Affleck any favors, because as much as I make fun of him, he's fucking jacked out of his mind in that movie. And that suit just does not do anything at all for that man. And it's like, I feel bad because there was like concept art that came out for like his movie.
It looks good.
It looks so good. And it actually, you know, fits his physique.
Yeah.
I also hate the short ears.
Yeah.
I also remember, like, as a kid, because it's crazy that, like, Man of Steel is almost a decade old.
Wow.
The fact that Man of Steel is almost a decade old, we haven't gotten another Superman movie. We live in the worst timeline. But anyway, Man of Steel came out in 2013, and for some reason with the Zack Snyder DC stuff, I don't know if it was just Warner Brothers at the time or if it was Snyder, I don't know. Whatever. They reveal a lot of the stuff really, really early. Like, I remember, I think maybe we even got some of those pictures of Batman in like 2014 or early 2015. And we got like that Justice League trailer super, super early. But like we got like in that Superman for Man of Steel, the Superman suit reveal in like 2011 or early 2012, because I specifically remember showing our age here, in elementary school, I think it was 5th grade. You remember those like assignments, those with like kids magazines, and we had to like find stuff for whatever the fuck. There was a kids magazine that had Henry Cavill's Superman. It was like Superman new movie with a new suit. And, you know, as a kid, I like love superheroes. I'm fucking like Spider-Man crazy. You know, I love Batman, whatever. I vividly remember seeing that suit and going, that's not Superman. Why does the suit look like? Why is it so dark? I didn't like it.
Yeah, admittedly, for how much of a piece of shit he is, Joss Whedon did good for the coloring of Justice League.
Yeah, I still think the suit is over designed.
Superman's floating lip. I definitely think Cavill's Superman suit is definitely the best of all time, better than Christopher Reeve.
No. Chill.
I cannot keep a shaved face, bro. I swear to God, I cannot keep a shaved face. But I feel you. And like, I don't really like the abs in the suit.
Superman?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like a lighter shade.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, it is weird.
And
I feel like it's more defined on the Justice League version.
Yeah, it is, because like it's popping out.
Yeah,
literally, it's popping. I'm looking at pictures of it right now.
Weird.
It's popping out, and like, I don't know.
That being said, like, Man of Steel, pretty good.
Man of Steel's pretty good.
Second favorite Snyder movie,
for sure. Sucker Punch being the first. I'm kidding.
Oh my God,
never seen it. But yeah, like Batman v Superman, man. At the time.
Yeah, but
Batman
like with Batman v Superman, I like when Ben Affleck was cast, I was like, no, thank you. And I'm still like, no, thank you. I have nothing against Ben Affleck as much as I like to make it seem that way. I just think they did absolutely nothing interesting with his character. It's not that I don't like Ben Affleck as Batman. It's just I don't like that version of Batman.
Yeah. Admittedly, I do love the warehouse scene though.
Yeah, everyone loves the warehouse scene.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
fun.
if he wasn't killing people, I'd like it more.
But Batman kills people all the time. Bale did it. Keaton did.
I know they did. But at least Bale made like an actual effort
Bale
not to do it.
Bale did not make any effort. Bro.
Yes, he did.
No, he
And
didn't.
and Affleck's just murdering people.
Yeah, fucking. You see a guy. He fucking flings a goddamn box at this guy's head, and you just see blood on the wall. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's why Pattinson's the best.
Facts.
Yeah, the entire movie's meant like again. There's stuff that I like. That scene where they're at Luthor's, I don't even know, party or whatever, and Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne are having that back and forth. Great scene. Great scene.
Sure.
God, there's something else.
What was seen? I remember seeing this movie in theaters. You want to know what scene scared me?
What?
That the courthouse scene where Superman shows up and like you see the shot pans or it cuts to the guy in the wheelchair and he just explodes out of nowhere. But the funny thing is that shot, like it was like a still shot for like 5 seconds and then it just explodes. Like what the fuck?
Oh, well, I don't like the Dawn of Justice bit, but the title Batman v Superman instead of like Batman versus Superman, because you know the court case.
Yeah,
clever. That's good.
that's good. Yeah,
that's about it. That's all I like about it.
Yeah, that's all I have. I don't have anything else.
Well, do I talk about The Last Jedi? Is that too obvious? Have I talked about that to death already?
You have.
I do also have the entire prequel trilogy on this because it's divisive now. At the time, it wasn't. It was universally hated, but now it's probably mostly loved now. But like, there was now it's pretty divisive because it's like you have all the people who grew up with it, us. Most of our age group is like, woo, the prequels. But you have like older generations that's like, this shit sucks.
Right.
I've talked about it before. I'm the mindset of they're not good. But, you know, I'm nostalgic for them to a certain extent. Although I think most people like Revenge of the Sith at this point. It's mostly the first two. But it's pretty clear how divisive they are.
Yeah. It's I mean, I know that you're a Last Jedi fanatic. Good.
I feel like
Fine.
people would think I like The Last Jedi more than maybe I actually do. Well, no, I do love The Last Jedi, but it's like I feel like it may come off that I think it's like fucking flawless or something because I have to defend it with my life because how people shit on it so much. But it's like I don't love everything about that movie. Like Canto Bight is kind of whatever. Like I don't dislike it as much now as I used to. I think it's better than I remember. So that's kind of, you know, softened on me. But that Rose Finn kiss thing at the end, what the fuck was that?
It was like
what was that?
It was like fucking The Rock. That was the biggest piece of dog shit.
Yeah, it's like I hated that. But god damn it, everything surrounding everything else is so fucking good. I love it so much. But it's also like I don't think even as much as I love Empire, and I still think that's the best Star Wars movie besides the Siege of Mandalore, but technically that doesn't count. I don't think Empire is perfect either. I think the beginning part on Hoth drags.
Oh yeah, the one with the fucking snowman.
With the what?
The snowman. That monster.
Oh, like the Yeti?
Yeah, the snowman.
Sure. Yeah, that was whatever. And then there's the bit with the Tauntaun and Han goes out and he's like, he saves Luke, whatever. I'm like, it's like, then it picks up a bit with the battle and, you know, they do the thing around the AT-AT's legs or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's fun, I guess.
You see Empire with the walking thingy on a snow planet?
I understood that reference. But once they get off Hoth, great. Everything's awesome.
been.
But yeah, The Last Jedi is the best movie ever made. So, but yeah, I don't really have anything to say because I could talk about The Last Jedi for hours. I feel like I've just talked about it to death before. I'm sure I'll go on another unsolicited rant about it at some point in the future again.
X. The next one on my list is another Zack Snyder. I'm kidding. No more Zack Snyder stuff. Is Last Night in Soho.
Really?
Yeah.
That's Divisive? I haven't seen it.
It's good. I remember going on a complete movie binge. I think I spent like at least like $30 to $40 just watching movies like in like spring break. But yeah, apparently that's like good. Apparently that's like super divisive. Which like it's crazy because I love Edgar Wright. I think he's like one of my favorite directors. It's very divisive because like people did not like the way okay, I was trying to figure out a way to say it without spoiling you. There is a theme of sexual assault in this movie and like mental health, and people feel like that was not handled very well. Because like basically just to give you a rundown of like Anya Taylor-Joy's character, she wants to be like a star, right? And you know, like when you want to be a star, you have to do all these fucking things or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, people felt like that was not done well. But there was a twist at the end of it, which people did not seem to like, but I think it was fine. I definitely think it's a very gorgeous film. It's very stylistic, you know, it definitely screams Edgar Wright for sure. But other than that, like people just did not like the way it was handled, but I thought it was good.
I can't speak to it. I've never seen it, but I do plan on watching it at some point because I want to see all of Edgar Wright's movies. I still haven't seen Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead's on. I have Amazon, so I'm gonna watch it.
There's also another one in that trilogy that I haven't seen. I've seen Hot Fuzz. I have seen Hot Fuzz.
You haven't seen damn, what the fuck is that shit called? It's in a trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the
doesn't matter.
It's called the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy.
Sure.
The World's End.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. The World's End.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I want to watch that one too.
Yeah, but I'll watch them eventually.
For sure. I already know which one's on your list.
What?
I know the next one's coming up.
Do you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Thor.
No, I didn't have that.
Damn.
Which Thor?
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Crazy.
Because it's divisive, but it's like, I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually had this movie Lucy on here.
Lucy?
Yeah, have you seen Lucy?
Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah. No,
I haven't seen it.
I think it's pretty good.
Our favorite Asian queen.
Oh my god. I thought I really liked it. I haven't seen it in years, but I really liked it when I saw it. But yeah, like critics and most audience, I think, didn't really like it. And I can't really explain why. To me, it was just, some fun action. I think there was like a plot point with, I think maybe Morgan Freeman. I think it's Morgan Freeman. Let me check. Yeah, Morgan Freeman. Where like part of the plot point is like humans only use 10% of their brain, so if you use like 100% of it, you gain like these powers or whatever. Which ultimately,
slide. That's true.
Sure, but which isn't true because humans don't only use 10% of their brain.
Yes, they do.
That's a myth. Yes, it is.
I'm using 10% right now.
I'm sure you are. But yeah, it's just fun action. I don't know. Just seemed like a fun, dumb action movie. That's all I really have.
Or on your list?
Yeah. We could talk about Thor.
No, I don't want to talk about this shit right now. We already talked about it.
It's too recent.
Yeah. A lot of the ones I have are just like Zack Snyder films.
Oh my god.
Well, I only have like one more Zack Snyder film. That's just Justice League. But no, that's Joss Whedon. But Zack Snyder was working on it before he stepped down.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Justice League. I don't want to talk about Superman Stolen Lip. I guess the final one I have on my list is Jurassic World Dominion.
Is that I thought most people didn't like it.
I don't know, man.
What is the Rotten Tomatoes score? Well, obviously, I know it was critically panned. Like, that shit, like, yikes. As far as the critic score, but, like...
Yeah, check the score. That
Oh, a 77% audience score. That's not bad.
Yeah, people... yeah, I'm with the critics on this one. I don't really like the movie that much. I mean, on my letterbox, I said it was a nice conclusion. I kind of gave it praise. But thinking back on it now, that movie is fucking rough, bro. That shit is just... Oh man,
one of those movies that you're like, yes, that was decent, and then the more you think about it, it's like, wait a minute.
yeah, it's because I saw it on Wednesday. Like I went to an early screening of it, and I don't really remember much of the Jurassic World movies. Actually, I don't think I saw the second one, the second Jurassic World, which is like what, Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember. Actually, I did see it. It was like a long time ago. All I remember was that like some dinosaur getting fucking killed by the volcano. It was my favorite dinosaur, and I kind of got upset. And I turned the TV off. So, so whenever I watched, it was a tall dinosaur. I didn't like it.
I don't know, that's so funny to me.
Dude,
my favorite dinosaur, he died, kind of got mad, so I stopped watching.
Bro, I stopped watching the fucking TV, bro. I was like, oh hell no. I love my tall boys. So whenever I watched the movie, right, I was like, man, yeah, this is pretty good. They brought back all the old characters, and like I thought about it. I was like, man, like that second act was just fucking rough. It was very slow. It was just not entertaining. And like like Chris Pratt was okay, he was fine in this. But Bryce Dallas Howard, bro, it's just like they wasted her character or something, bro. They just did not do much of their character. And like Jeff Goldblum carried this movie on his fucking back, bro.
As he should.
Insane. He like I'm just surprised that he just did not get surgery after like being on set for how hard he carried this movie. And like, cause he carried the movie in the third act with his humor and overall just his performance compared to the original cast. They introduced like a new character, which I don't know if she's new. I think she is new. I didn't see her in the other one. But they concluded this movie, so we're never gonna see her again. Cause like the black chick, right?
No.
Oh well, I don't know if you saw the trailer, but there's like a.
I've only seen the first Jurassic World.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm gonna just say like in the trailer there's like a black woman, and I don't know if you saw Jurassic World 3. People thought that was Jeff Goldblum's like adopted daughter. And it wasn't the case. She's like a new character. She's like a pilot, and there is one member of the supporting cast that was good. I liked him. His name was Ramsey. It was pretty cool. But this movie was just not the best.
I've only seen the first Jurassic Park and the first Jurassic World. I don't really care about dinosaurs, to be honest.
That's fair. I mean, I feel like. I don't know. I get really emotional with dinosaurs. I mean, people don't even ask me what your favorite dinosaur is anymore, bro. It's very sad.
I think it's just, for me, it's like, especially the world movies, it's just big monster, stomp, chase. You know what I mean? I don't care.
oh shit! And it kind of mirrors of like a goddamn. It mirrors like a Godzilla thing. Like you don't see much of the dinosaurs, but you see like a lot of the humans. I wanted to see more dinosaur fights, but we did get one at the very end. But it was cool. But I wanted to see more dinosaurs.
What about the Joker dinosaur?
The Joker dinosaur? Which dinosaur is that?
I don't know. The director said that one of the dinosaurs was it's based on the Joker or something.
I don't fucking know. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even know who the fuck directed this goddamn movie. I just went to go
Colin
see
Trevorrow, I think.
Oh, oh yeah, that one. Yeah, he fucking dies.
Oh,
Man, I still can't believe they fucking dude. I love my tall boy. He got fucking killed in the second one. And oh my god, you know like you know how like you hear like an animal like scream and yelp and that kind of stays in your mind
yeah.
like a little bit. That's what happened whenever I was watching the second Jurassic World. When the tall boy died, you heard his scream, and I think that just set me off.
Did you want to leave the theater?
I don't know. I was watching it at home. That's why I turned off the TV.
Oh,
Probably one of the reasons why I got rid of cable, because of that one reason.
not because it's a waste of money.
No, I mean, I think it's just because a dinosaur got killed in Jurassic World. But yeah, that's it. That's it on my list, man.
Yeah. So all in all, I think we're generally, as far as like divisive movies go, we probably lean more on the positive side, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to Venom, fuck that movie.
I mean, I think Venom's okay. You hate it. You hate it too
That
much.
shit's ass. It's so bad. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still sad about Batgirl. that just like ruined my mood for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And stuff still comes out about it, about the whole HBO Max and Warner Brothers stuff, and I'm just like, I hate all of this. Are you gonna watch The Sandman?
Didn't that release?
Yeah, it just came out.
I mean, I might. I haven't. That's on Netflix, right? It just released on Netflix, right?
Yep. Kind of curious about it, I'm not gonna lie. I know nothing about that, but I don't know. People seem to enjoy it. So
Yeah, I'll probably watch it. I want to watch The Gray Man first on Netflix. Heard it was ass, but I don't care.
I heard it was pretty fun. Like it's one of those turn your brain off action movies.
Well, I can't turn my brain off whenever I see Christopher Jamal Evans. So
Don't turn off that part of your brain. Turn off the intellectual side of your brain.
you want to know something too? You want to know what other Christopher Jamal Evans movie I haven't seen? Knives
Snowpiercer.
Out.
Oh,
That too.
you haven't seen Knives
seen
Out? Yeah, bro, you got to see Knives Out.
Yeah, I heard like that's like one of his like best performances.
It is. It's his return to douchebag.
Yeah, after fucking ruining the character of the Human Torch.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough out of you. Uncharted just came out on Netflix. I'm probably gonna watch that probably
Really?
tonight. Yeah, haven't seen it. Now that I played every Uncharted game, I can finally give an expert opinion on whether or not Tom Holland is miscast.
Can't wait to see more of the hate crime vigilante fucking Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that's not just based on the trailer alone, because I've watched the trailer and Tom Holland doesn't seem that bad so far, just in the trailer. Mark Wahlberg, on the other hand, his character in the game, not horrible. It's an awful casting choice. He's only in there because he was grandfathered in, because he was originally supposed to be playing the lead back when they wanted to make this a movie years and years and years ago, but he's aged out of the role. So
Yeah.
what an
Crazy.
awful decision.
Well, is that the show?
I believe that is the show. So thank you for listening to the Avengenerds podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE Nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. And you can't reach Torn anywhere, but you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Follow our TikTok. Follow our TikTok. Follow our TikTok. Is this subtle enough? Follow our TikTok. Follow our Instagram, but also follow our TikTok. We also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. You can, those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our links for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Adventures Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Call me Eminem. Later.